Sadness is not your companion. We often say, "My mind is sad. My mind is tired. My mind is restless." But the truth is, the mind is only knowing. Sadness, joy, pain are merely phenomena that come and go. Understanding the mind while meditating, we practice to develop our awareness. Thanks to this, we are always curious. Using energy and perseverance, the mind can become firm. Then, no matter what you experience, whether it is possible or not, and no matter what mental phenomenon such as reaction to joy or rejection, we will recognize them clearly. The phenomenon is one thing, and the mind is another. They are different problems. When there is something that connects to the mind and is fun, we will follow it. When there is something that is not fun, we want to run away from it. That is not seeing the mind, but only following the phenomenon. The phenomenon is the phenomenon, the mind is the mind. We have to distinguish them and recognize what the mind is, what the phenomenon is. Then, we will feel relaxed. When someone speaks harshly, it makes us angry. It means that we are being deluded by the phenomenon and following them. The mind is stuck in their bodies and following their states. Please understand that everything we experience inside or outside ourselves is nothing but fake. They are not certain, not real, and if we follow them, we will get lost. The Buddha wants us to meditate and see their truth, the truth of the world. The world is a phenomenon of the six senses. The phenomenon is the world. If we do not understand the mind, do not understand the mind, and do not understand the phenomenon, then the mind and its entities will merge with each other. Therefore, we will experience pain and feel that our mind is being tied up. We feel that our mind is wandering, not being able to control it. We have to experience different unhappiness conditions and change into different states. It is not always like that. There are not many minds, but there are many phenomena. If we do not recognize ourselves, we do not understand our mind, and because of that, we follow those things. People say, "My mind is sad. My mind is unhappy, my mind is being scattered." But it is not like that. The mind is nothing, but the unhappiness is real. People think that their mind is not comfortable or unhappy, but in reality, the mind is the most comfortable and happiest thing. When we experience different unhappiness conditions, it is not the mind. Please pay attention to this. When you experience this in the future, please remember what Ajahn Chah said, "It is not the mind." We practice to achieve the mind, the old mind. The original mind is not a condition. It is not good or bad, long or short, black or white. But we do not feel comfortable when we only remember this mind, because we do not look at it and understand everything clearly. Dhamma lies outside the habits of the ordinary mind. Before being thoroughly trained, we can make mistakes, and correct them. Therefore, we need to listen to sutras to strengthen our understanding of Dhamma and to be able to recognize Dhamma in our mind. Foolishness lies inside the mind. Cleverness lies inside the mind. Illusion and illusion exist inside the mind. Knowledge and enlightenment exist inside the mind. It is like a plate full of dust and oil in your house, or a dilapidated house. Using soap and water to wash, you can clean it. When the dust disappears, you will have a clean house. Here, the dilapidated thing is the mind. If we practice correctly, everything will become clean. When the dust is swept away, the condition of cleanliness appears. Only the dust is covering them. The mind is a natural state. The center is stable and pure. The mind is clear and clean. The mind is covered and disorganized because it has encountered the objects of ignorance and has been influenced by them through liking and disliking. The mind is not always disorganized, but because it has not been established in Dhamma, the phenomenon can be disorganized. The nature of the old mind is firm. It is very peaceful. We are not peaceful because we are stimulated by the objects of ignorance. And the final result is that we become slaves of states or changes. So the real practice means finding the way for us to return to the original state, the old thing. That is to find our old house. The old mind does not fluctuate and changes due to phenomena. That is because the nature of peace and perfection is already in us. 2. Understanding the phenomenon. The causes that make the mind not peaceful are in us. This is most clearly demonstrated when we are deluded by internal and external phenomena. What we have to do is to practice the mind in the right view. If there is no right view, we will follow another path. And because of that, we will experience everything too short, too long, or too ordinary. It is true that we see the nature of the ordinary, the old, and the fallen in all that we have experienced, that is, the body and the mind of ourselves. All this has been shown logically, but because there are separate views and interests, we look at them in the way we want. We practice to be like the Buddha, the one who knows the world, and the world is a phenomenon whose nature is not too long or too ordinary. When the bodies of the mind appear, whether internal or external, that is what we call the phenomenon of the mind or the spiritual activity. The one who knows. The phenomenon is called whatever you want to call it, you can call it the mind. The phenomenon is one thing, and the one who knows it is another thing. It is like the eyes and the forms it sees. The eyes are not the bodies, and the bodies are not the eyes. The ears hear the sound, but the ears are not the sound, and the sound is not the ears. When there is a connection between the two, the phenomena appear. Our attitude to sleep, the combination of existence, body, breath, thought, form, everything we see here, has a calm and peaceful attitude, because we do not listen to our wishes. I think that is enough. If we continue to live, we should not be too happy to the point of forgetting ourselves. If they are broken, we should not be too bored. It is enough to realize this. Whether we have a calm mind or a peaceful mind, this is also really important. But today, I feel that when the masters talk about this, according to the traditional teaching, it becomes vague and confusing. But the truth is not vague or confusing. It is still the same. So I feel that it is better to contemplate and observe how everything originates in the mind. It is not very difficult. People say that the world of births is aging and impermanent, so it cannot last forever. Births are us. We are called human beings. There are many different kinds of births. For example, there is the age of birth, and the age of death. But for all of them, aging is a reality of existence. When a lot of parts in their body are degenerated, those things always change. They cannot be pulled back, but have to follow the path of Sankara, the phenomenon of conditions. This is the world of births, and because of that, we always feel dissatisfied. Feelings of love and hate never make us feel relaxed. We never feel satisfied. There is always a part that is covered. The local idiom often says that people are a kind of birth that never knows enough. We are never satisfied with what we have. So our mind is constantly moving, always changing from good to bad, with different phenomena that we encounter, like a cow that is not satisfied with its own tail. Because our mind is unstable, we are always in a state of dissatisfaction. No matter what we experience, we become slaves of desire. Being a slave is an extremely painful state. A slave must always obey his master, even if he is forced to do things that could threaten his life. But because of our desire, we are always eager and ready to obey those orders. Because of our habit of loving ourselves, we are controlled. In fact, no one controls the world of births. We are the ones who control our lives. Because we have the power to decide whether to do good or evil. No one does that for us. The world of births has nothing of its own, and nothing belongs to anyone. Only by considering this with the right view, can we dispel the negative emotions and let them go. Step into this world and realize its limitations. We will take care of our own affairs, and find the benefits by building Paramithas, the spiritual ideals. 3. That is the truth. Where is the Dharma? The whole Dharma is sitting right next to us. No matter what you experience, it is true that it is the Dharma. When you grow old, don't think that something is wrong. When your back hurts, don't think about what is wrong. When you are in pain, don't think that something is wrong. When you are happy, don't think that something is wrong. All of these are the Dharma. Pain is simply pain. Happiness is simply happiness. Hot is simply hot. Cold is simply cold. It is not that I am happy, I am in pain, I am good, I am bad, I get this, I lose that. What is here for people to lose? Nothing. To have is the Dharma. To lose is the Dharma. To be happy and comfortable is the Dharma. To be sick and uncomfortable is the Dharma. I think we should not hold on to all these conditions, but to recognize them. If you have the joy, you realize, oh, the joy does not last forever. If you are in pain, you realize, oh, the pain is not permanent. Oh, this is good, but it is not permanent. Oh, this is bad, but it does not last forever. They have their own limits, so don't hold on to them too tightly. The Buddha taught us about impermanence, which is the end of everything. They do not listen to anyone's wishes. That is impermanence. Impermanence rules the world, and this is impermanence. This is what makes us delusional, and you should look closely. No matter what happens, you should look at it properly. Everything happens according to its nature, and changes its unceasing thought. Because of that, there is our body. All physical and mental phenomena exist. Because of that, we cannot stop them. If we do not struggle with this reality, no matter what we are still happy. No matter where we sit, we are still happy. No matter where we sleep, we are still happy. Even when we get old, we do not have any difficulties when facing it. When you stand up, you have to see the pain and shame. You have to be with it. That is right. That is right. Do not struggle with it. When the pain ends, you will think, it is better. But it is not better. You are still alive, and your back still hurts. That is how it works. So you always have to focus and do not run away from the practice. Keep this in mind, and do not trust too much in things. Instead, believe in Dhamma. This life is like that. Do not believe in happiness. Do not believe in sadness. Do not think about following anything. With this foundation, no matter what happens, never pay attention to it. It will not last forever. It is uncertain. The world is like that. You will have a path for yourself, a path to manage your life and protect yourself. With clarity and awareness of yourself, with clarity, that is the right path. Nothing can deceive us because we have entered that path. If we look at it regularly, we will meet Dhamma anytime, anywhere. 4. Look at everything. The way of Ajahn Chah's practice. Ajahn Chah was very brave in his practice. He was not afraid of any trouble. To overcome the fear of ghosts, which is extremely common in Thailand, he went to sleep one night in meditation. Here, he had terrible experiences. The next morning, he vomited blood. The next night, he went to sleep again. He was also very weak. Humiliation was a big problem for him when he was still a young monk. I was alone in the forest. Sometimes I saw some monkeys on the tree and felt thirsty. I sat and looked at them and thought, humiliation rose up in me. If I turned into a monkey, it would not be bad. To play with them. That is what humiliation can do. Although I was a monkey, it also made me lose my strength. Humiliated, Ajahn Chah went for a walk with a cassock. He saw women's body parts everywhere, but he was not impressed. Instead, he thought it was definitely what was left from the previous lives of husband and wife. And he was ending it in this life. He looked down on everything, with the attitude that there was no other place to do it. And he often said, we can develop wisdom because he had gone through a lot of trouble. 5. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. You can say that we are conscious beings and are trying to become enlightened beings, Bodhisattvas. This is like what the Buddha did. When we are desperate, oppressive, and delusional, then we are conscious beings. But whenever we have Brahmavihara, the infinite mind of love, compassion, joy, sympathy, and tranquility established in our mind, then we are called the loving beings, or we can be called the Bodhisattvas. Even those beings who do not have these qualities can still develop themselves and finally be enlightened. In the past, the one who was about to become a Buddha was simply a human. being. But he developed himself to become an extraordinary being, a person full of Brahmavihara. And because of that, he was called a bodhisattva. After that, through a lot of contemplation, to know the truth, to know the unordinary, the miserable, and the boundless, he was able to develop his knowledge and become a Buddha. So don't think that there is only one Buddha. Actually, the only Buddha is called Satyatama, the truth, and anyone who develops this becomes a Buddha. There are hundreds or thousands of Buddhas, but they all follow the same path, which is the right view. There must be only one Buddha, which is the right view. Anyone who develops this is not much different from the Buddha. Therefore, the Buddha and the beings who are enlightened are not very far apart. This is what we should realize in our hearts. When we realize the truth of the past, we will see that it is impossible to describe or explain it to others. There is no way to express it. There is nothing to compare it with. It is beyond language or concept. When we teach others, we rely on external things to convey meaning. But each individual must realize the truth by himself. Understanding does not lie in words, but in the practice of each moment of living. If this teaching is helpful to you, please press like as a way to remember mindfulness. Subscribe to Zen Light to continue the path of learning and practice. The next video will help you go deeper.